Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something super cool, something that affects every single one of us, human psychology. Why do we think the way we think? Why do we feel certain things? Why do we do things even when we know they're not good for us? Stick around, because today we're going deep. But in a simple, fun way. Let's get into it. 1. What is human psychology? Okay, so what is human psychology? In simple words, psychology is the study of the human mind and behavior. It looks at how we think, feel, and act. Imagine your brain is like a super powerful computer, and psychology is trying to figure out how the software inside works. It helps answer questions like, why do we fall in love? Why do we get angry? Why do some people feel anxious all the time? Why do we dream? Psychology is like a map to understand how we function. And honestly, it's kind of magical. 2. The basics of how our mind works. Let's break down the basics. 1. The conscious versus the unconscious mind. Think of your mind like an iceberg. The tip above the water is your conscious mind, the thoughts you're aware of. Below the surface is your unconscious mind, the stuff you're not aware of, but it still affects you. Ever heard a song and suddenly felt emotional, but you didn't know why? That's your unconscious mind at work. It's like a silent boss behind the scenes. 2. Emotions. We often think emotions are random, but they're not. Emotions are signals. Anger might be telling you, hey, something's unfair. Sadness says, you've lost something important. Fear? It's your brain trying to protect you. So emotions aren't the enemy. They're messages. When you listen to them, you understand yourself better. 3. Behavior psychology also helps explain why we do things. For example, why do people procrastinate? Not because they're lazy, but often because they're overwhelmed, scared of failing, or don't know where to start. So behavior is usually a reaction to deeper thoughts or feelings. 3. Fun psychology facts. Let's take a break from the serious stuff and hit you with some fun psychology facts. People remember emotionally charged events way better than boring ones. That's why you remember your first heartbreak, but not what you had for lunch last Tuesday. The placebo effect is real. If you believe a sugar pill will cure your headache, it often does. That's how powerful the mind is. Multitasking is a myth. Your brain switches back and forth super fast. It's not actually doing two things at once. That's why you mess up more when you multitask. Cool, right? 4. Mental health and self-awareness. Let's get a little real here. Psychology is also important when it comes to mental health. Anxiety, depression, stress, these are not just moods or phases. They're real conditions, and they can affect anyone. The good news, understanding your mind can help you manage these things better. Here are a few quick tips based on psychology. 1. Practice self-awareness. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? The more you understand your emotions, the more control you have over them. 2. Write it out. Journaling is like giving your brain a breath of fresh air. It helps you process thoughts and feelings. 3. Talk to someone. Therapy is not just for people in crisis. It's like having a guide to help you understand your own mind better. Remember, taking care of your mental health is just as important as eating healthy or working out. 5. Psychology in everyday life. You might be thinking, okay, cool info, but how does this help me in real life? Great question. In relationships, understanding psychology helps you communicate better, avoid fights, and show more empathy. At work or school, it helps with motivation, focus, and dealing with stress. In life decisions, you start to understand why you do what you do. You make better choices when you know your patterns. Bottom line, the more you understand your own mind, the more powerful you become in shaping your life. So that's human psychology in a nutshell, how we think, feel, and act. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into topics like overthinking, body language, or emotional intelligence, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below on what you want to explore next. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and remember, Understanding your mind is the first step to mastering your life. See you next time.